Testing. Testing. Okay. All right, Shalom, Ezra, Shalom, Bashem Yashai, Brakathum to the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Alatah, Bashem Yahweh to the sisters. We at the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. We teach that all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and Esau, or as you know him as a white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Today we're going to be reading out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. Verse 7 to chapter 24, verse 11. For anybody who may be new to the Sabbath service, we do the prayers. We do 49 verses in the Hebrew, 7 by 7, 7 verses in the Hebrew, and we break down in English, and then continue. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. With that being said, Maijin, which means to rise or stand, just me up here. I'm sorry, dude. Layashal, which means to or for Israel. Which means to rise or stand and face the east. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Sisters, remember to have your head covered during the prayers in class. That being said, is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuvka, Thaba'ah, Radazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathyanawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayun, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa'ala, Wa'ataparath, La'olemium, Amun. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father. It's okay. You can speak up a little bit. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. This is Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Lethon Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Lara Pa'a, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatizarayim, Hakak, La Aquayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Garshun, Bashem, Yahushai, for water a month. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Aha, Bayath Saparim, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water, Amun. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayenya, All, Haharim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azoria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, All, Yathun, Lamawat, Wagalka, All, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Mala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Oyad, Imka, Yawamum, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Obuafka, Maita, Wa'id, Awlam. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayah, Lakah, All, Thakarash, Wa'al, Thashakwat, All, Kaya, Hana, Awayebika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Alaimaka, Yar Yumwa, Sawada, Waita, Daitazawa, Isle, Tezapawinika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidim, Magalia, Walaa, Yazakar, Shem Yasha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa, Aitazawa, Laba, Yakagwa, Alyaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wayamawan, Wayamalak, Palashah, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadyam, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kalyebyan, Banakal, Kwashwan, Nishamarwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shaidamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakaza Zalmanai, Call, Nasiakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Mayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Nawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogla, Kakwash, Lapunya, Raka'a, Ka'ash, Sabaira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalaba, Thalahat, Hariyam, Kun, Thirdama, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Tabalam, Mala'a, Panyam, Kwalawan, Waya, Kwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Adai, Wayakaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Daiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Adawan, Alcohol, Ha'abrataza. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still. O God, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off, for being a nation, at the name of Israel, there be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. For Saul also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, at which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeid. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a will, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. They may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mi'aka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Madazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kwatazayoyin, Hakayayoyin, Wa Ha Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, a month. Now in the English, blessed you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander Jonah Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. You may be seated. All right, for anybody who's just now tuning in, as I stated before, we're going to be reading out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 7, to the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verse 11, 49 verses in the Hebrew, 7 by 7, do 7 verses in the Hebrew, and then we do we do the rest in the English. So you see me in a second. All right, so this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Ba Yawam Ha Rashwan Makorah Quadash Yahaya Lakum Kol Malakath Ibadah La'a Aishwa Waha Quarabthum Asha La Yahweh Shaba'ith Yamayam Ba Yawam Ha Shaba'aya Makorah Quadash Kol Malaathka or Malakath Ibadah La'a Aishwa Waya Debar Yahweh All Masha'ah La Amar Debar All Banya Yasha'ala Wa Amarath Alaham Kaya Thabawa All Ha Arataza Ashar Anya Nathan Lakam Wa Quatazartham Ath Quatazara Wahabatham Ath Imar Rashayath Quatazarkum All Hakahan Wahanayap Ath Ha'imar La Lapunya Yahweh La Ratazamkam Ma Makorath Hashabath Ya Yanayap Nawa Hakaan Wa Ashayatham Ba Yawam Hanayap Kum Ath Ha'imar Kabash Tabayam Bun Shanath Wa La'a Yahweh. Last verse. Ya Manakath Wa Shanya Aisharanyam Salath Balawala'a Bashaman Asha'a La Yahweh Rayak Nayaka'ach Wa Nasaka'a Yayan Rabbi Ya'ith Ha Hayan. All right, so let me see. All right, actually, brother, I'm gonna have you read in the English for me. I'm gonna have you read Leviticus chapter 23, verse 7 to 13, if you could.
Leviticus verse 23, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 7. And the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So real quick, we're in chapter 23. Anybody who's been in the school long enough, this is actually chapter 23 is famous for going over all the high holy days throughout the Bible, right? So just giving you a understanding of what's going on, right? The first one, well, one of the first ones that we went over was Passover, which is coming up. For those of y'all who actually didn't have the date for that, the date is going to be, as of now, April 4th of next year. That's when the Passover is going to be, just in case if anybody didn't know that, right? You keep going.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day is the holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord, for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of a hin.
All right, so that's it for that. So again, just going over some of the high holy days, the significance, giving the first fruits of your harvest unto the priests. I went over this a few times, usually during high holy days, but to give the significance of that. You always want to give your best, right? We've seen examples of when other brothers and sisters in the Bible who did not give their best. You should always want to give your best. The Lord is not going to acknowledge you if you just half-ass it. I mean, that's pretty much with anything, like any goal that you want in life, you can't half-ass it. You'll never get the results that you want. It's about the discipline and the consistency to whatever goal that you want to reach. And our goal is obviously to get the kingdom. All right. We were already supposed to have the kingdom. We pretty much weren't able to have that. Why? Because of all the things that we've committed against the Most High. I'm paraphrasing, but it says that we played the harlot. Harlot is just a nice way of saying a whore, because our relationship with the Most High is, we're supposed to be, in a sense, figuratively speaking, married unto the Most High, and we were unfaithful. We were not loyal. We decided to dip and dabble with other things. And the Lord just kind of looked at us like, you're supposed to be my chosen people, but look what you want to do. How can I sit here and claim you as my chosen people and you behave like heathens? You behave like Gentiles. And for anybody who doesn't know, there's two meanings to that word Gentiles. Gentiles is, of course, like a heathen, which we already know. That's like the most famous term. But a Gentile is also a Hellenized Israelite, or an Israelite that adopts the customs of another nation, aka most of us. Now, here in the school, we know better, but before you came in here, you would be considered a Gentile, not by blood, but because you have taken on the customs of other nations. Celebrate, I think one that's, Halloween just passed. And then we have, not we, but you know what I mean. America has Thanksgiving coming up. That's celebrating the death of Native American Indians. That's all that is. They tell you that instead of the East is very good at using code words, I like to call it. Instead of calling them colonizers and conquistadors, which they really are, they call them settlers. They settled into the land, and they make up this story like they were just best friends with the Native Americans, and they came here and traded, and then somehow Native Americans were forced on reservations. It's like they bleep that part out, but it's like, well, why were they? Well, when the conquistadors came over here, first of all, a little fun fact. It's not really a fun fact, but you're probably wondering how did the Native Americans lose against the Europeans? The most obvious one in the school we already know is the Lord was not with them, right? Because they got shipped off a long time ago and they lost their way. They started worshiping the land and animals and stuff like that. That's the most obvious part. The other part is Europeans really didn't beat them the way you think. It wasn't because they were faster or smarter or more strategic than the Native Americans. No, first of all, you fight them on their own turf. They know the land. Okay, they know what's up. They know all the trails. They know how the animals work. They know everything. They were outmanned. How they won was actually disease. It was disease because a lot of Europeans, and you can go look it up for yourself, they were not very clean people. So when they came over here, a lot of Native Americans actually got sick because they brought over those diseases with them. Think about it, like they never met the Europeans at this time. So they bring in all that filth. They don't shower correctly. They don't have proper medicine. At one time, I want to say it was the Black Plague. Don't quote me. But there was a time where instead of giving medicine, if you were sick, what they tried to do was they'll just spray you with perfume to cover up the smell. That's all they did. They didn't fix anything. They just made it, well, realistically, they didn't make it smell better because now you got perfume mixed with must, if that makes sense. I don't know if y'all ever met a musty person who just tries to spray over it. It don't work. You're not fooling anybody. You need some DO for your BO. But they weren't doing that. So, just giving you kind of an understanding of what was going on. At one time, when they had, now we have, plumbing and, pipes and stuff like that to help with, going to the bathroom. At that time, They just had like a hole. And if the hole got filled, they had a bucket. If you were, I guess, of higher class, you had a bucket and you would handle your business in a bucket. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad, right? Until you find out that they would take the bucket and they would just dump it outside. Mind you, there's just people walking. So you might just be walking and you just got flinging poo on your face. And there was nothing you could do about it because they were better than you in their eyes, right? Higher class citizen. So that's just what they were, right? So they brought this way of living, and it's like, they're used to living like that. So their bodies have kind of adapted to it. Native Americans were clean. They try to say that they were savages, and stuff like that. They also don't talk about, so-called black people, being in what you know us today as Europe. And, we were actually trying to teach them how to properly bathe. Point being is they lost because of diseases, right? These are the type of people that they were messing with. You need to know these things because when you choose to go celebrate Thanksgiving, that's what you're celebrating. They try to make it say, oh, it's all about family. It ain't about family. It's about Europeans conquering, decimating, and just colonizing Native Americans. That's all it is. Halloween is satanic. I don't know how many times we got to say that, but it is satanic. It's literally celebrating goblins and ghouls and scaring people. And Satanists actually are excited when people celebrate Halloween because they say, well, at least we get one day out the year. And it's in your face. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But if you celebrate these things, Christmas included, because nowhere in the Bible does it say that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th. That's a lie. I don't know who made up that lie, but that's not in there. Easter in the Bible is actually the Passover. That's the only time it's mentioned. Easter that you know of today is talking about some bunny that lays eggs and you go egg hunting. Bunnies don't lay eggs. And actually, that's a representation of fertility. That's why they use the rabbit, because rabbits reproduce pretty fast. And it actually represents the goddess Ishtar, who is supposed to be the goddess of fertility and sex. That's what that is, in case you didn't know. So, you celebrate any of this stuff, you would be considered, going back to my original point, sorry I got a little long-winded, a Gentile. That's what this is about. So we're going over, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. Like I said, anybody who's been to school long enough, you've been to enough high holy days, you know what this is talking about. This is what we're supposed to be honoring, right? Not supposed to honor that stuff. It has nothing to do with you. And I know it may seem small. Oh, I'm just buying gifts for my children. Or, you can buy a gift. Look, it's not a sin. Let me paint the picture for you. It is not a sin to get a gift for somebody. It's not even a sin to celebrate your marriage. It's not a sin. I mean, a marriage is a beautiful thing, right? It's not a sin to do that. It is not a sin to honor your mother. It's not a sin to honor your father. But if you celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day, that is a sin because that's a man-made holiday. And you really got to think of the significance of it. Some of us, you won't talk to your mom or your dad 364 days out the year. Mother's Day comes along and it's, I love you, Mom. It's like the white man got to tell you when to say, I love you to your mother. Mind you haven't talked to her all year. You ain't even got a good relationship with her. Or your father. Haven't talked to him in God knows how long. It's, I love you, Dad. Again, it seems silly to us, right? It's like, well, why can't I say it? You can. But why does the white man got to tell you when to do it? You see, or Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is gay. In case you didn't know that. A heart doesn't look like that, right? You know that heart? You know what it really represents? It represents cheeks. That's what it represents, a bottom. That's what it represents. And back, I believe, could have been the Spartans, not sure. But Europeans, let's just say Esau. At that time, how that really came about, it wasn't about Cupid shooting at. No, it was Edomite men who were going to war, and it was they were gay. They loved to have relations with the other men there. At one point, it was actually believed that women were only used to procreate, not for sexual desire. You slept with a man for that. That's what they believed in. And one of the ways that they confessed their love for each other was that when they would go to war and they would kill their enemies, they would carve out their heart and give it as a present to their lover. That's what that's about. Don't believe me? You can look it up yourself. So Reason why I'm going over these things, because you got to know the true meaning of these holidays. They seem, whatever nowadays, but they all derive from something that is pagan. We don't celebrate pagan holidays. Hope everybody understands. With that being said, I'm going to continue with the next 7 verses. So I'll be reading from Leviticus chapter 23, verse 14 and 20. So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Walakam wa qualia wa koramal la'a tha'akol wa id itazam ha yawam haza'a id ha baya'a kum ath qawarban ala hakayam hakwath awam la'a, or it's like la darathya kum bakal Mashabathya kum wasapartham lakum ma makorath hashabath mayawam habayakam a or ath imar hathana wapa shabai shabathwa thabayam, what's like it, thamayatham, it's like thamayamath tahayanaya Id ma makorath hashabat ha shabaith thasaparwa kamashiam yawam waha korab thum manaka'a kadasha la Yahweh mawashabathya kum Thabayai, Thabayai wa lakum Thanawapa Shathyum Shanya Aisharnyum Salath Kamataza Thapayana Bakoraam La Yahweh Wa'a Korabathum Al Halakum Shabaith Kabashyum Thamayamamam Banya Shana Wapar Bun Bakar Akkad Wa Alahayim Shanyum Yahweh Ila La Yahweh Wa Manakathum Wa Nasak Yahayam Asha'a Rayak, it's like Rayak Naya Ka'ak La'a Yahweh Wa Aishayathum Shayar Aitazoyum Akkad La Shakatat Wa Shanya Kabashyam Banya Shana Lazabak Shalamyum, last verse. Wayanayap Ha Kahan Atham Al Lakum Ha Bakarayam Thanawapa Lapanya Yahweh Al Shanya Kabashyam Kwadash Yahayawa La Yahweh La Kahan. All right, so brother, if you could, can you read Leviticus chapter 23, verse 14 to 20 in English?
20.
20.
Leviticus 23, verse 14 in English. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheep of the wave, offering 7 Sabbaths shall become complete. Verse 16. Even until the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread seven lambs without blemish of the first year, and one young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire, of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priests.
All right. So just real quick, does anybody know the significance of the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Does anybody know the history behind that and why we honor that?
That's before we left out of Egypt.
Okay.
That was cooking had to be was quick. We had to cook, then go. So it was like no leaven. It wasn't like making a big meal.
You're
to make some,
you're on it. Okay, so you're right. So at that time you said, okay, we were leaving from where? Egypt, right? We were leaving, and at that time, how can I rephrase it? What did we not have time for? Like, because we were in a rush.
Right. For bread to bake.
It's a specific word I'm looking for. You're right. You're right on it. Go ahead.
Rise.
To rise. Yes. So y'all are correct. So yes, concert, we left Egypt in haste. So in war on run, we ate it. Yes. Okay. So everybody's right. Right? So yes, at this time, this is to remember, again, we're being brought up out of Egypt, brought up out of captivity. So like, I cannot talk right now. But yes, you're right. Everyone is right. We left in such a haste. We didn't have time for the bread to rise, right? So we just had to go. That's like the history behind it, right? Also, the significance of the leavening agent, right? Just so we're clear, it's not a sin to eat bread. But the reason why we honor this is the significance of us eating the unleavened bread is obviously a reminder we were being brought up out of captivity. But kind of going back to what I brought up earlier, we were living in Egypt. So what would we be considered? We're Israelites, but we lived in Egypt. What would we be called? I brought up the word earlier. Gentiles. Yes, we would be called Gentiles. So if you're a Gentile, are you upholding the law, statutes, and commandments? Probably not, right? Because you're celebrating pagan customs. So yes, Gentiles. So if you're not honoring the law, statutes, and commandments, what are you doing? Think about it. If you're not obeying the law, then what are you doing? Sinning. You're sinning, right? So the significance behind this was eating the unleavened bread pretty much was a reminder of putting away sin. That's what that is. That's why we tell you, like, get the leavening out of your house, right? You can't eat anything with leavening agents, right? It's the significance is to remove sin, right? A reminder of we did away with this. We were brought up out of captivity. The Lord saved us. Let's not forget that and do away with sin. And it's important, right? Pagan holidays have no meaning to it for us, realistically, right? You celebrate Christmas, your ass broke. Let's be real. Like, that's actually been stated before. The whole reason why they have a lot of holidays in America is because it's good for the economy. Not good for us, really, but it's good for the economy because people spending their money, right? You're consuming all these different products, right? You got to spend. So all these big companies make all this money. That's why they love the holidays. Think about it. Even when, let's say you want to fly, forget about it. In December, them plane tickets skyrocket. Why? Because everybody wants to fly. Everybody wants to go for the holidays, New Year's Eve, New Year's, right? That's what they do. So they're getting money up out of you. That's the significance of it, right? What does that do for you? Absolutely nothing. We already, as a whole, I'm not saying that every single black person is broke, but statistically, as a whole, we have the lowest income rate compared to any other ethnicity in America. That's crazy. We, as a people, as a population, they say we're only 15%. I don't know if that's actually true. I think there's more of us personally, but I don't got the stats for you yet. If I find them, I'll let y'all know. But pretty much, we have the lowest income rate, but we are some of the biggest consumers ever in America. You know how much money America make off of us? Like, we make a little bit of money, but we're so vain in the world because we want to look good, right? You'll be broke as hell. Y'all met like somebody who was like, they was broke as hell. Like, ain't got no car, nothing, but they always dress nice. They always dress nice, always got the newest pair of shoes. They got some True Religion jeans or something like that. And meanwhile, you can't pay your car note. They done repose your car. But you look good. You go to the club, you buying all these bottles, and you don't got enough money to go take an Uber back home because you didn't spend all your money. That's the reality for some of us. Let's be real. Or some of us were taught this as well. I'm gonna get to that in a second. We make a little bit more money, but then our expenses go up when they really don't need to, right? Some of us don't know how to budget properly. So you get a little bit of bread, now you want to buy all the name brand stuff. Especially if you really make some bread. Now, Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton. I could be wrong. I believe it's called Sephora. I believe that's what it's called. Okay, Sephora. Thank you. It's a Sephora. So you're spending all this money, but then you're like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, you're struggling trying to make rent. You're struggling trying to pay your insurance, but you look good. You look good. Hey, look, we look good. We'll be a crackhead. Look good. I don't know how, but we make it work, right? But that's the reality, right? These pagan holidays are literally just making money off of you. One of the things I found out earlier on, back when, before like the civil rights, actually, I think it was after the Civil Rights Act, when white people wanted to give us our rights. One of the things that they said that they are not going to teach in predominantly black schools is finance. We were not taught finance. Think about it. I think even if you're not from the hood, let's say you grew up in the suburbs, right? You might have known somebody, cousin, friend, somebody, and we're very big on cash. That's what we're taught. Money, cash. These investors, these people that own companies, CEOs, these big wigs, if you know them, they're not worried about cash. They knowing other stuff that I'm still learning. I don't even know. I didn't know about credit until I was already probably maybe like 20 years old. I didn't know because it wasn't taught. They don't teach about economics and finance and stuff like that. Why? Because they want you to be stupid. They want you to spend a lot of money. They want you to not know how to budget correctly because it's easy for them. Make the least amount of money in the country, but we are the biggest consumers in the country. That's what pagan holidays do for you. This, on the other hand, is a reminder of what we came from. And y'all all have heard that saying, those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. It's important to know these things because if we don't remember these things, we're going to end up just like how we were back then. You see, like Trump and them, they're already trying to fight hard. Like they're trying to ban African American studies in I believe it's Florida. They're trying to make it seem like slavery wasn't really as bad as slavery was horrible. It was horrible. They try to say what is it? The people who be waving around the Confederate flag, like the South and stuff. They try to make it seem like, oh, Abraham Lincoln, he freed the slaves because he didn't free the slaves because he had a good heart. No, it was all money. That's why we were considered 3/5 of a man at one point, right? We were to the equivalent to them as dogs. It was all about money. It was all about power. That's why. They didn't just do it out of the kindness of their heart. They don't teach you these things, though. They want you to believe like he was a good man. They want you to learn about all these white presidents. Mind you, they all owned slaves. I found out George Washington, they said like he had wooden teeth. It wasn't wooden teeth. His teeth were decaying. So you want to know what he did? He cut out the mouth of one of his slaves and made dentures out of it and put it in his mouth. That's what he was sporting around. They don't want you to know that, though. They want you to not know, because if you don't know, it'll be that much easier to pick on you later on in life. That's why they're fighting so hard. You see, white supremacists walking around. There's over 2,000 sundown towns in America. Why is that so thing? You tell me that we in the big 2-5, and there's still certain places I can't go to, and I'm gonna get kidnapped, and nobody will ever see me ever again if I go to the wrong part of a certain town, based off the way I look. Hard racism, like hard. The Klan is still here, neo-Nazis, all that. The only difference is they put on a MAGA hat now. So this is the new white hood. That's all it is. Go ahead.
Like I said, not just the MAGA hat, they also are wearing the judges' robes.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. All these people, and that's an excellent point. All these people, they're high up. They're your judges. They're your police officers. For anybody who doesn't remember, the police force was the slave patrol in the Carolinas. That badge, that's from back then. So you probably, why do they go for black people so much? Because they're doing exactly what they were taught to do back in the slave days, to capture slaves. That's all it is. You know, you can still be a slave under the 13th Amendment, right? If y'all didn't know that, slavery is legal under the condition that you have committed a crime. That's why black people are overly policed. They say in statistics that black people commit more crimes than anybody else, yet our population is lower than white people. No, black people are overly policed, and we're convicted of more crimes. That's why we go to jail more, because let's be real, they want us working for them for free. That's what they really want. They want hard labor, and they want to own you. They want to own you as property. They don't want them white people. You see it all on the news all the time. You see all these white people being pedophiles and, serial killers. They said the race and gender that commits the most amount of homicides in America are white men. But nobody ever talks about that, right? I'm telling you all this for a reason. Salaki, I've been long-winded, but I'm saying this because this is all by design. And this is why we have to remember and remind ourselves of what goes on a daily basis and what has happened back then. Because if you don't teach your children their history, they're going to fall victim to it. Because they're going to walk around thinking, hey, we shouldn't judge anybody. We should all love each other. And then they're going to be hanging around some people that they shouldn't be around because they think that, I'm better off here. And guess what? Now they're a statistic. I don't know if y'all remember, there was a woman. She hung around a bunch of white women. They were like at a sleepover or something. She died. I don't remember how she died, but she died. And it was just like, you look at the picture and you're like, something's off. You see one black woman with all these white women, and the black woman died. And nobody knows how it happened, but yet you have all these witnesses. Get out of here. But that's because, sadly, some of us think that, it's safe. They're one of the good ones. You want to have your little token white friend like, let's see, he's not as bad as everybody else. Yes, thank you to Jimmy for not trying to shoot me, I guess. But, that doesn't mean that he's a good person. That don't mean nothing. There's other ways to colonize you, or Slovakia, that's already been done. There's other ways to oppress you. When we think of racism, we think of, the hard racism. We think like Ku Klux Klan, MAGA, stuff like that, right? Racism could also be white women fetishizing you. That's what that is. That's a form of racism, or the microaggressions, or denying you certain job roles or jobs in general at certain companies once they find out that you are black or Hispanic or whatever. Why is it this? We say, it's not about race, but you got to fill out your race when you go for a job application. Why is that? Your race should not matter, right? Only your credentials. But yet we still got to know your race. What are you? They even have another box like, are you Hispanic? Or are you a white Hispanic? They're trying to figure that out too. They be doing that too. They try to claim white Hispanics to like boost up their numbers. That's why their numbers so high in America. I'm letting you know all this for a reason. We need to always be mindful and vigilant of these things, because if we don't, we're going to end up right back where we were before. I'm watching a TV show right now. I don't know. Look, spoiler. What is it? Welcome to Derry. It's a good show. But my point is, I don't want to give it away, but in the show, it takes place in 1962, and it's, you still see racism. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm just like, Like it's bad now, but I'm like, damn, like I'm grateful. I'm gonna be honest. I'm grateful that I wasn't born back then because I feel like it was even worse back then. I don't want to go backwards. I want us to get up out of this. I want us to get the kingdom so we don't have to worry about stuff like this. Wouldn't be no racism amongst our people. Wouldn't be no colorism against our people because we do it to each other. Yeah, I'm holding us accountable too. We do it to each other a lot more than some of us would like to admit. But there could be a world where we don't have to worry about this. But we got to work towards that, though. Slack. You already read verse 20? Okay, so I'm going to just continue. So let's see, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 21. So 21 to 27. All right, so the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 21 in the Hebrew. Wakoratham ba'itazam hayawam haza'ah ma korah kwadash Yahaya lakam ha malakath abadya la'ah shakwath iwalam bakar mashabathya kam lad darathya kam waba kwatazakam ath kwatazayar aratazakam la'ah thakala pa'ath shadka ba kwatazar ka walakwat kwatazayar ka la'a thalakwat la anya walagar tha izab atham anya Yahweh ahalya come waya debar Yahweh all masha'a la amar debar all manya Yasha'ala la amar bakadash ha shaba'aya ba'akad la kadash Yahweh lakam Shabbath Yawan la Zakarwan Tharawai Makorak Wadash Ko Malakath Abadya La'a Aishwa Waha Korabatham Asha La Yahweh Waya Debar Yahweh or Masha'a La Amar. Last verse. Aka Aishawar La Kadash Ha Shaba'aya Haza'a Yawam Ha Kaparyam Hayawa Hawa'a Makwara Kwadash Yahaya Lakam Wa Anyatham Ath Napashya Napashthaya hold on Napashathya Salakia Come Waha Korabatham Asha'a La Yahweh Wa Salakia, that's it. Salakia. All right, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 21 to 27, please.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 21. Ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. Verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of the harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
So we can stop right there real quick, right? I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the news. Y'all know Donald Trump trying to cut off food stamps, right? I'm telling y'all that right now. If you don't believe me, you can go look it up. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because the Lord is telling you, get to the poor, get to the needy. If you have something to give to others, give it to them, right? That shows a sense of camaraderie and shows a sense of selflessness. There are a lot of people who claim that they believe in the Bible. They're Christian, and that's not a good thing. They claim they believe in the Bible. They claim they love Christ and all this. They would hate Christ. They would absolutely hate Christ, because if Christ came down today, first of all, a lot of people dying. Just keeping it real with you, all right? Christ ain't like that. Christ ain't some, soft, long-haired white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. No, no. And he's not Middle Eastern either. Because a lot of y'all be trying to say that too. Or y'all try to say, oh, well, he's olive skin. Well, there's black olives, just throwing that out there. But my point being is they would hate Christ because Christ would tell them, if you have enough, give to those who need. That's what he would tell you. You wouldn't want to, though. A lot of you are selfish. You're very selfish. You wouldn't give to somebody who is less fortunate. And it damn sure ain't going to be Esau. I mean, think about it. I think now it went up. I believe it was either a year or 2 years ago. Average working class American citizen, I think it was 49% of us were living paycheck to paycheck. 49. That's high. I believe now it jumped up to 65 or 67 of us are working paycheck to paycheck. Now you're probably thinking like, oh, why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because for those of y'all who don't know, again, it goes back to the finance stuff. The more money you make, the more they tax you. I done got a raise a few times, and I'm wondering like, why am I barely making more than what I was before? Oh, that's why I'm in a different tax bracket. I'm not really making that much more because they tax you. They take more money from you. Even like y'all seen like the Powerball and like you get like the lotto tickets and stuff. And I'm throwing out a number. Let's say it's like, oh, you win $500 million. I'm just throwing out a number, right? You might get like 3. It's still a lot, but like 200 mil is just gone. Where does it go? It goes to the people that are already rich. They take it. And you want to know what they do? They fund war in other countries. That's what they do. They fund war. They spend all your hard-earned tax-paying dollars to go fund war in other countries, to go bomb kids. That's what they do. It's a little bit more censored now. I know y'all, you really should be having compassion for your people, but I know some people, free Palestine and all that. Okay. Oh, you see what they're doing. Like, look, if we were in charge, we're not going to just bombing kids. We're not doing that. We're going to make sure that our people are good first. Don't get it twisted. But then everybody would be able to live peacefully, right? That's how the order should be. That's how the Lord intended it to be. But because, again, we lost our birthright. Esau, now he trying to run the earth. You see how the earth is. It's horrible. You got other people of the 12 tribes thinking that they white and hating their own people off of colorism. Think about that. You ain't white. Some of y'all be thinking like, if I just, get with the system, then they'll finally like me. No, they won't. You ain't one of them. You're not. Okay. You can try if you want to. It's not going to work for you. I forgot who it was. It was some dude. This is like when it was up still for election and he went to like one of the MAGA rallies. It was like the one black dude there. And I'm just like, he ended up getting his ass whooped, Slovakia. And I'm wondering like, why are you there? Like, what? Like, if you know that polar bears kill people, why are you chilling with them? That doesn't make any sense. But hey, because he thought that he could be different. He thought, I'm going to be one of the good ones. They'll like me. I'm not like the rest of them. I'm not a statistic. You're stupid. They still look at you the same. This is the world that we live in, right? And they're taking all your money and giving it somewhere else. You need to know these things, right? Salakia, you can continue.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, and the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of the trumpets, a holy convocation. Mm-hmm. Verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Okay, so this is going into the Day of Atonement, of course. Went over this a few times. Again, just the significance of it is, again, to afflict your souls, deny yourself. That's what it is, all right? Show that you have some self-control and have some sort of honor and appreciation for what the Most High has done for you. You might have not thought that the Most High has done things for you. Like a lot of people, our people in the world, they actually say that they don't believe in God. And one of the reasons why they don't believe in God, they don't believe in Christ, is because they're like, how could they allow for us to be enslaved for 400 plus years? That makes no sense. How can you expect that? Well, when you actually read the Bible, and this goes back to just, educating yourself, the reason why we were even in slavery was because that was a curse. We had our run. We had our run. And guess what? We continued to disrespect the Most High every single time. And he kept giving us chances over and over. And even now, he's still giving us chances. He could have been done away with us. Like there could have not been an ISUPK. There could have been none of that. There would have been nobody knowing that they were. Like, he could have said, I'm choosing somebody else. Just kill them off and choose somebody else. He's done it before with Noah. In the time of Noah, he did it. Okay, so if you think he won't do it, he can do it. That's why we were enslaved. I know you're probably, but that's such a horrible thing. Well, I mean, the things we were doing were horrible. I'm not happy about it. I wish it never happened. I wish that our people were never enslaved, but that's the reality because we decided to be obedient. It's like a disobedient for like, I don't even know how long, like for generations. And all we had to do was just follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, even now, the Lord is still giving you time. But he's still giving us time. We have the Day of Atonement. It already passed, but he's giving you another chance of, hey, you know what? At least just deny yourself just for the day. If you're able-bodied, we talked about this before. If you're pregnant, breastfeeding, if it's an infant, obviously, like, or if you need medication, like, if you're a diabetic or anything like that, and you need things for you to survive, then obviously the Lord ain't trying to kill you. Like, don't do the Day of Atonement. But if you're able to do the Day of Atonement. If you're everybody, then of course, go ahead, right? But the significance of it is obviously, again, just to show that we remember the things the Most High has done for us and appreciate it. Because if you can't do that, it is strange. I'm gonna tell you why it's strange. Some of you are addicted to lust, not in the way you think. I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about you're willing to do anything for fame, for money, for tangible things, right? A lot of these like people in the industry, you hear about it all the time. They always be doing some weird stuff. But the reason why they do it, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's because they want to. I'm gonna say I seen something not that long ago. It was an actor, an older actor, and he was saying how like things run in the industry and like the producers and the directors, they kind of like test you. They try to fill you out, like see what they can get away with you, right? And you probably have heard it before. It'll be like certain people who have gotten nude on camera. And then, of course, they'll come out later and be like, oh, I was so uncomfortable, blah, 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 whatever. But then they make another movie just like that. And then another one, and then another one. It's kind of like, wait a minute, you're doing this willingly. Ain't no gun to the head or nothing like that. Like, they don't got you in shackles. You're willingly doing this because they know that you are willing to do whatever for fame, for money, for glory, for, carnal things. You're willing to sell your soul. That's why they say that. You're willing to sell your soul for other things. There was one, he's not like some big rapper or something, but it was some guy and his friend. They wanted to get signed to some record label. I believe he was one of us. And long story short, they go up, some weird dude in the suit told them like go up to some mountain so they can go up there for like filming or whatever. So they go up there and they're gonna offer them the deal. Pretty much they offered them the deal, but there was a like, you gotta let us, I'm trying to keep this PG, like do some things to them. All right, gay stuff. Okay. Well, apparently he said he couldn't do it. He was like, nah, I want to be let down the mountain. They still kept trying to persuade him. He was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm just going to leave. Oh, you sure you can? Nope, I'm good. He left. His friend didn't. He stayed up there. Never saw his friend ever again. So his friend was willing to do that. They know who they can try. So if you mean to tell me that you're willing to sell your soul for sin, but you can't honor the Day of Atonement, but you want the kingdom, you want things to be better for you and your people, but you can't do that, it says a lot about you. All right, just keep that in mind. So we're going to continue. So we just finished 27. So we're going to do 28 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do 28 to 34 in the Hebrew. So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 28 in the Hebrew. Wakal, I was like, Wakal Malaka La'a, the Aishwa, Baitazam, Yawam, Haza'a, Kaya, Yawam, Kaparyam, Hawa, La Kapar, Al Yakam, La Panya, Yahawa, Alahal Yakam, Kaya Kor Ha Napash Ashar La'a the Aina Ba'atizam Ha Yawam Haza'a Wana Karatha Ma'anya Wakor Hanapash Ashar the Aisha Kor Malaka Ba'atizam Ha Yawam Haza'a Hayawa Abadath Ya Ath Hanapash Ha Hawa'a Ma'a Korab Aima Ka Malaka La'a the Aishwa Kakwath Iwalam La Narathya Kum Bakal Mashabathya Kum Shabbath 1 Hawa'a Lakum Wa Ain Yathum Ath Napashya Kum Bathashai La Kadash Ba'irab Ma'irab Irab Tha Shabbath Kum where the bar Yahweh or Masha'al La'amar, last verse. The bar or Banya Yasha'ala La'amar Baka Masha'a Aishara Yawam La Kadash Ha Shaba'aya Ha'a Chag Hasakawath Shaba'aith Yum La Yahweh. All right, so that's it for that. So you can go Leviticus chapter 23, verse 28 to 34 in the English.
Verse 23, chapter 23, verse 28. Ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. Verse 29. For whosoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work, it shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month, at even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days until the Lord.
Okay, so real quick, again, Day of Atonement. If you don't honor it, Lord says He's going to cut you off, as He should. You know, and the significance behind that, and that might seem harsh to some of us, but you got to understand, sin is sin in the eyes of the Lord. From murder to eating pork to being a sexual deviant to honoring pagan holidays. I know with us, like as people, we think carnally. Like when we think sin, we think like extreme, like the crazy stuff. To the Lord, it's all crazy stuff. If you, what's that brand called? Haribo's, that the gummy bears. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You know it got gelatin in it. You know it does. If you don't know, I'm telling you now. So now you're gonna be held accountable. So if you eat that, even if it's one gummy bear, and you know there's gelatin in it, to the Lord, that is the equivalent of you murdering somebody, or being a pedophile, or sleeping with another man's wife. That's what that is, or being like physically abusive or something like that. That to the Lord, that's what that is. So you need to treat it as that. So I'm paraphrasing. The Lord said that He doesn't take pleasure in punishing the wicked, but that the wicked change their ways and live. How do you live? Law, statutes, and commandments. It's really that simple. Like, this is not rocket science. Once you really understand the Bible, it's actually very simple. It's very simple. It's very practical. That's why Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, because we break it down to you so you can really have an understanding. There is no such thing as immaculate conception. You know, that this is why I like people go away from the Bible, because there's certain things you're reading and you're like, what? How does that make sense? Like, she just got pregnant out of nowhere. And then people start, the mind wanders. So you're like, well, how did she get pregnant? Did God get her pregnant? Did God have sex with her? So that's how I have. No, look, this is not Greek mythology. This is not Zeus coming down and finding some random woman and having sex with her and then making her a single mother. That's not what this is. Okay. She had sex with Joseph, who was her husband, who is Christ's biological father. Biological father meaning that like he was born in the flesh. That was his dad. Okay. I know some people get confused because, you hear like, oh, Christ is the son of the Lord. Like, not literally in a sense of flesh, but in a sense of he was perfect. He honored the law, statutes, and commandments. I mean, think of it like this. I'll break it down to you so it's simple. We're God's chosen people, right? We're God's children, right? So a Christian might think, okay, so the Lord came down and had sex with all our moms. That's how we're the Lord's children. That's what they'll think. No, that's not what happened. No, it's not what happened. The same way we are God's chosen people, Christ is God's chosen people. Difference is he was perfect. He died perfect. He lived perfect. That's what separates him from all of us. And not to be too long-winded, but Christ had to be reborn a few times. Christ was Adam. I feel some of y'all who don't know that. Christ was Solomon. So he comes from the lineage of Judah. He had to be reborn a few times. He was great, a lot, until he wasn't. Until he didn't tell Eve to stop celebrating pagan holidays, and then he went with her, or when he fell to his lust. Think about that. Solomon was lustful. His name was supposed to mean peace because he was supposed to keep peace in the land, and he fell to foreign tail. I'll use that word. Then he became Christ at some point. Christ ain't have a woman. Christ didn't even have a woman. He didn't have a wife. That's how dedicated he was. I ain't saying don't get a wife. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is just letting you know how dedicated Christ was and is, right? Just to paint a perspective for you. And it's not small. We got to honor all the laws, statutes, and commandments by the Most High. If we don't, we will still continue to live like this, or things might get worse. The Lord might just be like, you know what? I'm good. Remember, he repented making humans at one point, and he flooded the earth because of it. You don't think he won't get rid of you? He's gotten rid of kings. I ain't no king. Okay? He's gotten rid of men and women at in your eyes, a higher status than you. If he can do that to them, you think you can't be touched? I'm just trying to put that into perspective for you. All right, let's see. You can did you already get to verse 34? I think you already did. Yeah, you already did. Verse 34. Okay. Oh, Shalom on Christ Auto. It's like I did not. It's like I haven't been going through the comments as much. It's like y'all. Yeah, see, a lot of y'all got good comments. Yeah, living above our means is common to us. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one was going over, just us being the biggest consumers in America. Like, again, just being misguided because we're so vain and we want to look cool. You ain't got no money in the bank, but you want to buy a $100 bottle that's going to last you all of like an hour, if that. And that's if you're not sharing it with people. But your gas tank on E. That's crazy. All right, so we'll continue. Let's see. We're going to go look Leviticus chapter 23, verse 35. 1, 2, 3, 35 to 41 in the Hebrew. So this is Book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 35. Bayawam ha ra'ashwan makorah wadash kol malakath ibada la'a aishwa shaba'aith yamayam tha korayab wa'a asha'a la Yahweh ba yawam ha shamayan ya makorah wadash Yahaya lakam wa ha korab thum asha'a la Yahweh Itazarath, Hawa, Kol, Malakath, Ibadah, La'ah, Tha'ishwa, Al-Ha, Mawa'id, Yahweh, Ashar, Thaqara, Wa'ah, Atham, Makorah, Wadash, Laha, Kwarayab, Aisha'a, La'ah, Yahweh, Ilah, Wa, Manakach, Zabak, Wa, Nasap Yum, Dabar, Yawam, Ba Yawam Ya, Malabad, Shabatha, Yahweh, Wa, Malabad, Call, Nadaraya, Kung, Wa, Malabad, Call, Nabad, Wathya, Kum, Ashar, Thathan, Wa, La Yahweh, Aka, Ba, Kamasha'a, Ashar, Yawam, La Kadash, Ha Shabai Ba Asap Kum Ath Thabawam Ha Rataza Thakagwa Ath Kag Yahweh Shabaith Yamayam Ba Yawam Ha Ra'ash one Shabath one Waba Yawam Mashamayan Ya Shabath one Wa Lakat Wa Lakathum Lakam Bayawam Ha Rasha'an Paraya Ataza Hadar Kapath Thamarayam Wa Ainat Ataza Ibath Wa Irabya Nakol Wa Shamakthum La Panya Yahweh Alahayakam Shaba'ith Yabayam. Last verse. Wa Kogthum Athwa Kag La Yahweh Shaba'ith Yamayam Ba Shana Kakwath Iwalam La Darath Yakum. Oops, like it. Bakadash Ha Shaba'aya Thakagwa Athwa. All right. So the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 35 to 41 in the English.
Biggest first, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 35 in English. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice, a drink offerings, everything upon this day. Beside the Sabbath of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Verse 39. And also the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be Sabbath, shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. Verse 41. And ye shall keep it all And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
All right, that was verse 41, 7th month. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna have you read the rest just in English. It'll be up to Leviticus chapter 24, verse 11. So you can just keep going. And if I need you to stop, I'll just let you know.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Okay, so just real quick, for anybody who might not be familiar with this, we do not dwell in booths now. The significance of this was to humble ourselves and to remind us again, when we were brought up out of Egypt and, honoring the Lord. Remember when we didn't have anything, right? But we don't do that now. Now, that's not to say you can't do it. You can if you want to. You can go pitch a tent if you want to, and if that's what you want to do. But you do not have to. The reason why is because we're already in captivity. We're in the booth. We're always in the booth. Even if you got a big house, you in the booth because you're under white supremacy. You're under oppression and Hellenization. Just so everybody understands that. You can keep going.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse
43. Yeah.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths.
Mm-hmm.
When I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right.
Leviticus chapter 24, verse 1. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil, beaten before the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Without the veil of the testimony and the tabernacle of the congregation shall Aaron order it from the evening until the morning for the Lord continually. It shall be a statute for ever in your generations. Verse 4. He shall order the lamps upon the pure candlesticks before the Lord continually. Thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 deals shall be in one cake. And thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row, upon the pure table before the Lord. Verse 7. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Every Sabbath it shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by everlasting covenant.
Okay, so real quick before we continue, for anybody's wondering, what we're reading, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier about giving your best, right? Notice how it says in the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verse 2, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil beaten for the light. There's a reason. Remember, things are worded a certain way for a reason. Pure olive oil, meaning what? The Lord, like many other things, did not want any blemishes. He wanted it to be pure. He wanted you to give the best possible version of that to the Most High, right? It's supposed to represent, being holy in a sense of you're being separate from other nations and you're focused, all right? Even going towards where it says, and thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Notice that the offerings, you'll see it many times throughout the Bible, that we give unto the Most High. They're always the best of what we have, no matter what it is. If you're offering lamb, you give the best lamb, no blemishes. If you're making oil, you have pure olive oil. You're going to have the best olive oil. You're going to have pure frankincense. You're always going to have your best. This is the representation of this. Notice, not to be too long-winded, but in Numbers, paraphrasing, there was a time where there was a certain priest. Wish I remembered his name. It's been a while since I've had this breakdown. There was a priest who was making deals with some heathens, right? Not very priest-like. And they pretty much besmirched the altar. There was, pigs, blood on it and stuff. It was a whole thing. It's in Numbers. I have to get back to that scripture to give you the full context of it. But from what I can tell you, from what I remember, again, something like that. Again, it's showing a sense of disrespect unto the Most High. Like the altar. Now, don't get it twisted. We don't worship the altar. We don't worship physical things. Worship the Most High. But we always want to give our best. You pouring pig's blood on the damn altar, like that's disgusting. All right, there shouldn't be no swine in 1,000 miles of our sanctuary, right? But that's what will happen. And again, the significance of that was to show that these heathens did not respect the Most High. They didn't care. They don't care what you worship. They want you to worship what they like. And if you don't believe me, again, I will always correlate it to today. Some of y'all still think that these heathens are your friends. I'm saying all heathens, not even just white people. I'm talking about all these heathens are your friends. They're not your friends. Think about it. A friend in the Bible, again, paraphrasing, it's in, matter of fact, I might have to actually get that one for you guys because I want y'all to understand what a friend actually is. This is real quick, brother, can you go to the book of John, chapter 15, verse 14? Just so everybody understands what I'm getting at right
now. Verse 14.
Yeah, book of John, chapter 15, verse 14. Up the shot. Yep.
So, book of John, chapter 15, verse 14. And ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you.
Read that one more time from the top.
Ye are my friends.
Your friends, right? Keep going.
If you do whatsoever I command you.
Whatsoever I command you. Now, it's Christ talking, right? Now, when he says whatsoever I command you, is he really meaning like him, like Christ himself? What does Christ represent? He represents the Most High, right? He's about his Father's business, if you will. So when he's saying, you are my friends, if you do whatsoever I tell you, what he's really telling you is, I follow the law, statutes, and commandments. For real, for real. So if you're saying that you're my friend, then you must also follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Now let's break this down. Law, statutes, and commandments tell you, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet another man's wife. You are supposed to, honor your neighbor meaning your brother, your sister, fellow tribesmen, so on and so forth. Teaches you the basics of just being a nice human being, right? But also, let's go even a little farther. Following the law, statutes, and commandments, can a white person follow the law, statutes, and commandments? No. What about Asian people? No. What about, I'm thinking somebody random, Japanese people, like literally anybody else? Can they honor the law, statutes, and commandments? No. Everybody shaking their head. No. Why? Why can't they? We're all created equal, right? That's what they say. Why can't they follow the law, statutes, and commandments? Go ahead.
They wasn't given the law, statutes.
Exactly. For anybody who didn't hear them, they weren't given the law. You can't break the law if you were never given it. Also, what is sin? Sin is a transgression of the law, meaning you had to have broken the law for you to sin, but you had to also be given the law for you to break it. So biblically, heathens cannot sin because they were never given the law. What this also correlates to, they cannot be your friends. I'm not saying you can't say hi. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you gotta go to every other heathen and just punch him in the face. I ain't telling you to do that. You can go to jail. I ain't gonna tell you to do that. But what I will tell you is they can't truly, honestly be your friend, because what is a friend? Go back to John 15 and 14, if you could, one more time.
Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you.
Go to 15 too.
15.
Yep.
Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
We're friends because we all are all the same thing. You know that this is a study. Human beings naturally are inherently selfish. We surround ourselves with people that are similar to us. That doesn't just mean looks, that means mindset. For example, you go out into the world, whores will hang out with other whores. Whores aren't going to hang out with a faithful woman. No, you don't have anything in common. They're going to talk smack about you. They don't like you because you're different. You got a bunch of potheads. Potheads hang around other potheads. Potheads are not going to hang around somebody that is sober unless they're trying to make them into a pothead, because that's their way of relating to you. That's how demons work. Demons, or familiar spirits, as it's called in the Bible, is just like anything else. They want to relate to you. They want more of you, or really more of them. So I get it. So what Christ is saying is, you can't be my friend because you don't have the same ideals as me. A white person cannot truly be your friend because they're not of the same bloodline as you. They don't have the same history as you. They're never going to have the same core values of you. It don't matter how much that white woman like you. Look, I'm telling you right now, I don't care how attractive she thinks you are. Does not matter. She will never be your people. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if you got kids with her or not. It's never going to happen. An Asian woman, it's not going to happen. An African woman, it's not going to happen. I don't know, Japanese woman, a Chinese woman, Fijian, I don't know, anybody else who's outside the 12 tribes. It does not matter how kind they are. They can be nice. I mean, cool. You know, you're not trying to kill me. Thanks, I guess. But that doesn't mean that they're your people. They can't possibly be your friend because they are not held to the same standard as you. Even with that, just because somebody is another Israelite, that doesn't mean that that's automatically your friend. We all heard that term before. Not all kinfolk, not all skinfolk is kinfolk. We all heard that before. I mean, look, Judas betrayed Christ. Christ knew he was going to do it. All right. There were Israelites that killed Christ. The Sadducees and Pharisees those were hypocrites. You know, betrayal never comes from an enemy. It comes from a friend, or somebody that you would consider a friend, right? So you have to abide by the law, statutes, and commandments. It all comes in together, because think about it. As a man, would you want to hang around another man who is known for being a pedophile? You're not a pedophile, I hope. So why would you want to hang around this dude? He might try to prey on your kids. Or for the sisters, I mean, look, y'all have all seen it before. You actually like your marriage. You know, you want a family, you know, you have a certain lifestyle, and then you got certain women who are going to hate on you because you're happy in your relationship. That's a little weird, but okay. Would you really want to hang around them? I'll tell you right now, they hang around you, they're going to talk about you. Or, you know, they'll be like the little, so y'all have seen it. Y'all all seen it before. That's going to happen. Why? Because you're different. Your values are different than theirs. Like-minded people want to hang around like-minded people. I hope that makes sense of where I'm getting at, right? So going back to, you can go back to, you're at 24:8, Leviticus 24:8. I think that's where you stopped.
I'll just finish it now. Yes.
24:8. Okay, so just to wrap this all up, going back to this, you know, giving the best version of yourself, the pure frankincense, the pure olive oil, being pure in a sense is being holy, because holy is what? Sacred, separate, right? You're not contaminated. And we don't contaminated olive oil. I don't want that. You know, you want the best. I don't know about you. I want the best stuff. You know, you go to the supermarket and you get some steak or whatever, you don't want the steak that's been laying out for God knows how long. Sidebar, you can tell if it's bad if it's puffy in there. Just throwing that out there. But my point being is, you want the best stuff. You want no contaminants. You don't want no dirty ass steak. I'm just throwing that out there. You should want that, and that's what the Lord requires from you. Just so everybody understands. Salakia, been long winded a little bit, but we can wrap it up. Did you already finish 8, or you got started on 8?
Okay. Start 8 again.
If you already read it, you can go to 9. Leviticus 24 and 9, please.
Leviticus chapter 24, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place. For it is most holy unto him of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, by perpetual statute.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel. And this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelomith,
mm-hmm.
and the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan.
Okay, so we'll get into that next week. That's the beginning of it. But just to wrap it up, I hope everybody, we've gone over the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, quite a few times for anybody, again, who's been in the school long enough. But it doesn't matter how many times you read something, there's always something that you could take away from it. Again, we're at the end of the year here. They already had Halloween, next Thanksgiving, Christmas is, and then all that stuff, right? And again, pagan holidays, we don't honor these. The reason why we don't honor them, one, the Lord forbids us, of course. And then when you get into the true history and you know what these things are about, you're gonna be like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But also, we have our high holy days, our feasts, our memorials that we are supposed to honor, and there's significance behind it. Everything we do, there's significance behind it. The reason why we honor these is because it reminds us of what the Lord has done to us. And in a sense, saying thank you. When you really think about it, it's in a sense saying thank you to the Most High. Thank you for everything that you have done for us. This is the least we could do. You went through all this way to make sure that, we're still alive despite all the things that have happened to us. Thank you, as well as, of course, honoring the law, statutes, and commandments. I hope I was able to break down like what a friend really is. Again, a heathen cannot be a friend. It's not possible. Biblically, it's just not possible. Just because you're a brother. If you're a sinner, you're not a friend. Because again, why would you want to be around that person? That person might harm you. They're not bound by, in their mind, they're not bound by the law. So what's stopping them from disrupting your household or stealing from you or making your life harder? So I hope everybody, gets an understanding of that. All right, but with that being said, the water for everybody who has tuned in. We're going to wrap up the class with the prayers in a second. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And close the class with the prayers. All right, imagine just me up here, Mr. Rise or stand. La Yashala, which means to or for Israel. Okay, so man of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. So I'm gonna actually have you come over here. We're about to do it. So actually, I'm gonna have you hold it first. I gotta do it first. So, yeah, you just hold it just how I'm doing it right here. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. It's me.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah.
Say it one more time.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah.
Excellent. Okay, we just- All right. All right. I'm going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. It's like you may stand. We'll rise and face the east. All right, it's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakotka, Tabaa, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathalanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Badasaiwan, Abal, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'ataparath, La'olamyam, Aman. Now in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. This is Hakak. Power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Babakasha, Nafelanaw, Hakak, La Rapa'a, Call, Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamadizarayim, Hakak, La Aquayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarshun, Bashem, Yahushai, Thawada, Amun. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is like you. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Wayah, Slakia, Waha, Bayath, Saparium, Barak, Bashem Yahushai, Thawada Aman. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Haharim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'radza, Al Yathun, Lamawat, Rogalka, All, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yemnika, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wairak, Belialah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wawaathka, Maida, Wa'aid, Awalam. Now this is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damaya Laka, Al Damaya Laka, Al Thakarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awa Yebyika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al, Amaka, Yar Yamwa, Sawada, Waida, Ya'ai, Tazawa, Al, Tazapawanyaka, Morwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidim, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa, Itazawa, Laba, Yakabwa, Alika, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Slakia, Adawam, Wa, Yashamai, Alayam, Mawaaba, Walgorium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashath, Ain Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimum, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadyam, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyam, Banakal, Kwayash Wan, Nashama, Slakia, Nashamawa, Bayam, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, La'a, Dama, Shaya Thamwa, Nada, Yab Mawa, Kairab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Nawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shaya Thamwa, Kagogala, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Sabaira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalaba, Thalahat, Hariyam, Kun, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Punyahum, Kuala One, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Adi Waya Kaparwa,
Akari,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Bible,
Waya Dayawa,
Waya Dayawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shimka,
Shikam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labaka,
Aliwan,
Aliwan,
Alcor,
Alko,
Ha'aratazah.
Ayaratsa.
So Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still. O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. A soul also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Made their nose like a red, and like Zeid. Yea, all the princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Me'aka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kwatazayoyin, Ha Kayayoyin, Waha Agwathim, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, for water, a month. Now in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Command and General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Sisters may be seated. Before we close the class, is there anybody that wants to be anointed? Is everybody good? Good? Okay. All right, so men of Israel, give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amijim, Amijim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yashab Rakatah. If the sisters can stand. Men of Israel, sorry face sister. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amijim, Amijim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yash B'tah. Class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're